Why do animals we see as peaceful and intelligent, like dolphins and orcas, sometimes turn aggressive? These creatures, often celebrated as the gentle giants of the sea, have a reputation for curiosity and playfulness. But what happens when that image is shattered by sudden, unexpected aggression? To truly understand these moments, we must look beyond the surface and dive into the intricate world of their behavior, biology, and social dynamics. Dolphins and orcas inspire awe and are often cast as friendly icons of the ocean. Their intelligence is legendary. Dolphins have been observed using tools, and orcas display complex hunting strategies passed down through generations. In the wild, these animals form tight-knit social groups, or pods, where cooperation and communication are essential for survival. But beneath their sleek exteriors, they are powerful, wild predators shaped by instincts and complex social lives. In the wild, aggression is not just a random outburst, it's often a calculated response to threats, competition, or stress. For example, orcas have been seen working together to isolate and exhaust prey, using their intelligence to outmaneuver even the most agile fish or seals. Dolphins, too, have been documented corralling fish into tight balls, then taking turns feeding, a display of both cooperation and dominance. Recent incidents, especially orca interactions with boats, force us to question our assumptions. In 2020, a series of orca attacks on sailboats off the coast of Spain and Portugal left scientists puzzled. The orcas targeted rudders, sometimes disabling vessels entirely. Was this play, frustration, or a learned behavior spreading through the pod? Some researchers believe these attacks may have originated from a single orca known as White Gladis, who experienced a traumatic encounter with a boat. The behavior then spread through social learning as other orcas began to mimic the attacks. Are these rare events or signs of deeper issues in our relationship with these animals? In another case, dolphins in captivity have been documented displaying aggression toward each other and their trainers, often linked to stress, boredom, or disrupted social structures. In the wild, dolphins have been observed engaging in infanticide, killing the calves of rival males to increase their own chances of reproductive success. Such acts, while shocking, are part of the natural order in the animal kingdom. Understanding why aggression happens is crucial for both our safety and their conservation. Scientists study hormone levels, social hierarchies, and environmental changes to decode these behaviors. Elevated cortisol, a stress hormone, has been found in dolphins exposed to noisy or polluted environments, correlating with increased aggression. In orcas, disruptions to their social structure, such as the loss of a pod leader, can lead to confusion, stress, and even violence within the group. The ocean is not a playground, it's a wild, unpredictable world with its own rules. In the wild, dolphins have been observed engaging in violent confrontations with rival pods, sometimes resulting in serious injury or death. These battles are often about territory, access to food, or the protection of young. Orcas, too, have been seen attacking other marine mammals, including other orcas, in disputes over hunting grounds or social dominance. These animals aren't here for our entertainment. They're navigating their own challenges, often invisible to us. Social bonds, territory disputes, and the constant struggle for survival shape their actions. In one documented case, a pod of dolphins worked together to fend off a group of sharks, using coordinated movements and aggressive tactics to protect their vulnerable calves. True respect means seeing the full picture, not just the comforting part. Aggression can be a sign of intelligence, a way to solve problems, assert dominance, or protect loved ones. In orca society, displays of aggression can reinforce social hierarchies, ensuring that the pod functions smoothly and efficiently. Let's set aside our preconceptions and look at the evidence with open eyes. Each incident tells a story, sometimes of misunderstanding, sometimes of adaptation, and sometimes of warning. For instance, when dolphins in captivity lash out, It's often a signal that their needs are not being met, whether it's lack of stimulation, inadequate space, or the absence of a stable social group. We'll explore stories, science, and expert insights to unravel the mystery behind these surprising acts. From the infamous Tilikum case, where a captive orca's aggression led to tragedy, to wild dolphins defending their pods, each example deepens our understanding. Tilikum, an orca held in captivity for decades, was involved in multiple fatal incidents. Experts believe that the stress of confinement, lack of social interaction, and unnatural living conditions contributed to his aggressive behavior. This journey is about respect, not fear. By learning the reasons behind aggression, we can foster safer, more meaningful connections. When we recognize the signs of stress or agitation in these animals, we can take steps to minimize our impact, whether by reducing noise pollution, respecting their space, or supporting conservation efforts that protect their habitats. It's the first step toward a more informed coexistence. Only by acknowledging the full spectrum of their behavior can we hope to share the ocean responsibly. The more we learn, the better equipped we are to make decisions that benefit both humans and these remarkable animals. We must learn to share the oceans with the real complex animals they are, not just the gentle giants of our imagination. Their world is as intricate and unpredictable as our own. Every encounter, every act of aggression or play is a window into their minds, a chance to understand what drives them and how we can coexist. The ocean holds many secrets, and understanding this one is essential, not just for our safety, but for the future of these remarkable creatures. By respecting their boundaries and learning from their behavior, we take the first step toward a future where humans and the true giants of the sea can thrive together. The dolphin's permanent smile has shaped our perception for decades, making these marine mammals seem endlessly happy and approachable. But beneath that fixed grin lies a world of complexity, intelligence, and sometimes darkness. This illusion of constant joy is reinforced by their playful leaps and acrobatics, but the truth beneath the surface is far more complex. Every leap, every spin is part of a language, a way to communicate, to assert dominance, or to simply revel in the freedom of the open sea. The so-called smile is simply a result of their jaw structure, an anatomical feature, not an emotional expression. It's a mask, one that hides the true intentions and feelings of these remarkable animals. Behind this friendly facade lies a highly intelligent and sometimes ruthless apex predator, capable of both remarkable cooperation and surprising aggression. In the wild, dolphins are not just playful companions. They are strategists, leaders, and sometimes fierce competitors. Dolphins are renowned for their intelligence. They use complex vocalizations, signature whistles, and even body language to communicate within their pods. Their hunting strategies rival those of wolves as they coordinate in packs to outmaneuver and trap prey. Each member has a role. Some drive the fish, others block escape routes, and together they feast. Socially, dolphins live in intricate hierarchies. Pods can consist of a few individuals or hundreds with shifting alliances and power struggles. Dominant dolphins often lead, while others may form coalitions to challenge authority. These alliances can last for years, with members supporting each other in battles for dominance or access to resources. Far from being pets, dolphins are wild animals whose instincts drive their actions. Their intelligence allows them to solve problems, use tools, and even recognize themselves in mirrors, a rare trait in the animal kingdom. In the wild, a dolphin may use a sponge to protect its snout while foraging on the seafloor, demonstrating both creativity and adaptability. Yet this intelligence also fuels competition. Aggression is common in dolphin societies, especially when competing for mates, food, or territory. A pod's peace can be shattered in an instant by a challenge, a chase, or a sudden display of force. Dolphins have been observed chasing, ramming, and even biting one another during disputes. These confrontations can be fierce, sometimes resulting in serious injury. Scars and scratches on their bodies tell stories of past battles and rivalries. Their aggression isn't limited to their own kind. There are documented cases of dolphins attacking other marine animals and, on rare occasions, even humans. Sometimes a dolphin will chase a shark away from the pod or harass a sea turtle for reasons scientists are still trying to understand. Scientists have recorded dolphins ramming, slapping with their tails, and forcefully striking rivals or threats. These displays are not just about violence, they are about communication, establishing boundaries and maintaining order within the pod. In some of the most puzzling behaviors, dolphins have been seen killing porpoises, an act not fully understood as it offers no clear benefit in terms of food or territory. Some researchers believe these acts may be a form of practice for hunting, or a way to assert dominance over the ocean's other inhabitants. These observations reveal a duality. Dolphins are capable of both nurturing gentleness and sudden violence, sometimes within the same pod. A dolphin may care for a calf one moment, then turn on a rival the next. All within the complex web of pod relationships. Scientific studies and first-hand accounts challenge the myth of the always friendly dolphin, urging us to see them as complex, sentient beings. Each encounter with a dolphin is a glimpse into a mind shaped by millions of years of evolution, capable of both empathy and cunning. Recognizing their capacity for aggression and intelligence doesn't diminish their beauty. It deepens our respect for their true nature. To truly appreciate dolphins is to accept their wildness, their unpredictability, and their remarkable adaptability. When we enter their world, we must do so with caution and awareness, understanding that we are guests in a society governed by its own rules. The ocean is their domain, and every interaction is on their terms. The dolphin's smile is just a feature. Its behavior reflects a wild, intelligent heart shaped by millions of years of evolution. Every scar, every leap, every chase tells the story of survival and adaptation. By understanding the full spectrum of dolphin behavior, we can appreciate these remarkable animals safely, responsibly, and with genuine awe. The more we learn, the more we realize that the true nature of dolphins is as deep and mysterious as the ocean itself. Off the rugged coasts of Spain and Portugal, a remarkable and perplexing phenomenon has emerged. In recent years, orcas, those iconic black and white giants, have begun to deliberately interact with sailing boats. These are not fleeting encounters. Instead, orcas have been observed bumping, pushing, and most notably breaking the rudders of vessels navigating these waters. The frequency of these incidents has surged, transforming what was once a rare curiosity into a pressing concern for sailors, scientists, and the global public. This is not just a series of isolated events. The behavior appears coordinated, with orca pods exhibiting similar tactics across multiple encounters. News outlets worldwide have reported on this surge, sparking debates and concern. In one widely reported case, a solo sailor described how a pod of orcas surrounded his boat, targeting the rudder with astonishing precision. He recalled the sensation of the vessel shuddering as the orcas worked in unison, communicating with clicks and whistles until the rudder snapped cleanly off. The orcas then lost interest, leaving the sailor adrift but unharmed. Orcas, the largest members of the dolphin family, are renowned for their intelligence and social complexity. They possess the second largest brain of any marine mammal, and their ability to solve problems, use tools, and communicate is legendary. Historically, orcas have not been known to target boats, making this new pattern especially intriguing to researchers. In many cases, a group of orcas, often led by a larger, more experienced individual, focuses on the rudder, working together until it snaps. Once the rudder is broken, the orcas typically lose interest and swim away, leaving the boat disabled but the crew unharmed. One case study documented a pod led by a mature male, easily identified by his tall dorsal fin, orchestrating the attack while younger orcas watched and learned. This is not random aggression. Experts believe it is a learned, specific action that is spreading within orca pods, a striking example of animal culture in action. In one documented incident, a scientist observed a juvenile orca closely following an adult, mimicking every movement as the adult demonstrated how to disable a rudder. The behavior appears to be passed down, not unlike a craftsman teaching an apprentice. Despite their fearsome reputation and the name killer whale, wild orcas almost never harm humans. The killer moniker refers to their prowess as hunters, not to any threat they pose to people. In fact, there are no verified reports of wild orcas attacking humans at sea. So far, these boat interactions, while often destructive, have not resulted in serious injuries to those on board. The orca's focus remains on the boats themselves, particularly the rudders. In one notable case, a group of sailors recounted how the orcas seemed almost surgical in their approach, ignoring the rest of the vessel and its occupants. Nevertheless, a disabled boat at sea is a dangerous situation. These incidents serve as a stark reminder of the unpredictability and power of wild animals, even when direct aggression toward humans is absent. In several cases, rescue operations were launched to tow stranded boats back to port, highlighting the real risks involved. The rise in these encounters has left researchers searching for answers. What is driving this new behavior? Is it a form of play, a response to trauma, or perhaps a reaction to environmental changes and human activity? Scientists have begun compiling detailed logs of each incident, noting the time, location and behavior of the orcas involved. Some experts suggest the orcas may be playing, experimenting with their environment. Others theorize that a traumatic event, such as an injury from a boat, could have triggered the behavior, which then spread through social learning. Still others point to increased boat traffic, overfishing, or pollution as possible stressors. In one scientific report, a researcher noted that the first recorded rudder attack coincided with a period of heavy maritime activity in the region. The answers remain elusive, but one thing is clear. These orcas are communicating something through their actions, and it is up to us to listen and learn. In a recent field study, scientists recorded a series of unique vocalizations during a rudder attack, suggesting a level of coordination and intent that is still being decoded. Whether or not humans are the intended audience, the message cannot be ignored. The ocean is changing, and so are its inhabitants. Each encounter is a data point, a clue in the unfolding mystery of orca behavior. We are witnessing a cultural shift in orca behavior, one that is unfolding in real time and being documented by both scientists and sailors. In a recent expedition, a team observed a pod teaching the rudder-braking technique to younger members, reinforcing the idea that this is a learned social behavior. Understanding this shift is vital for coexistence. Only by investigating the causes and patterns can we hope to adapt and ensure safety for both humans and orcas. Collaborative efforts between marine biologists and sailors are now underway, sharing data and strategies to minimize risk and disturbance. The rules of the ocean are evolving, and it is up to us to pay attention, investigate, and respond with respect and understanding. As the mystery deepens, each new encounter brings us closer to unraveling the complex relationship between orcas and the world of men. For many, swimming with wild dolphins is the ultimate adventure, a chance to connect with one of the ocean's most intelligent creatures. But beneath the surface, these encounters can take a dark turn, sometimes with little warning. There are documented cases where a seemingly playful pod suddenly becomes unpredictable. In one chilling incident, a man named Tom was snorkeling off the coast of New Zealand. At first, the dolphins darted around him, clicking and whistling, their movements light and inviting. But within moments their demeanour shifted. The pod began circling Tom tightly, their playful clicks replaced by sharp, agitated whistles that echoed through the water. Tom felt a sudden, forceful nudge from behind. Dolphins are incredibly strong. What feels like a gentle nudge to them can send a grown man tumbling through the water, disoriented and vulnerable. Tom struggled to regain his balance, but the dolphins continued to press in, their bodies brushing against him with increasing intensity. Their games can escalate, pushing, ramming, even pinning swimmers beneath the surface. In one harrowing case, a swimmer named David was repeatedly shoved downward, struggling to break free as the dolphin's behavior grew more forceful. Each time he tried to surface, a dolphin would intercept him, blocking his path and forcing him to fight for air. Another swimmer, Mark, experienced a nightmare when a dolphin isolated him from his group. The animal forcefully nudged him away from the others, blocking every attempt to escape. Mark described the sensation as being herded, powerless against the dolphin's strength and determination. Experts say such possessive or aggressive behavior is not uncommon. Marine biologist Dr. James Carter explains, dolphins are social, but they're also territorial. When they feel threatened or challenged, their behavior can shift in an instant. In another case, a snorkeler named Alex was rammed so hard by a lone dolphin that he surfaced with deep bruises and a fractured rib. Witnesses described the dolphin breaking away from its pod, singling out Alex with alarming intent. The impact was so powerful that Alex was left gasping for breath, his body aching from the force. The line between curiosity, play, and aggression is razor thin. A dolphin's investigative nudge can quickly become a test of dominance. In one instance, a diver named Ben was approached by a dolphin that at first seemed merely curious, but as Ben reached out, the dolphin's behavior shifted and it began to circle him aggressively, bumping him with increasing force. Dolphins use physical contact to investigate, but their strength can easily overwhelm a fragile human body. Ben found himself pushed backward, his mask nearly knocked off by the dolphin's snout. The encounter left him shaken, a stark reminder of the animal's raw power. These stories aren't meant to demonize dolphins, but to remind us of the risks. As Dr. Carter notes, we must respect their power and unpredictability. Even the most experienced swimmers can find themselves in danger when a dolphin's mood changes. Wild dolphins live by their own rules, not ours. They are not trained performers, but complex, independent animals. Their actions are guided by instincts and social dynamics that we may never fully understand. Our excitement, or even a simple attempt to touch them, can be misinterpreted as a challenge or threat. In one case, a swimmer's outstretched hand was met with a sudden tail slap, a clear warning to keep his distance. The responsibility is ours. Keep a safe distance, observe respectfully, and never underestimate their strength. Every encounter is a reminder that we are visitors in their world, subject to their rules. In their world we are guests, never the main act. Humility and caution are our best guides. Only by respecting these powerful animals can we hope to share the ocean with them safely. When we examine the roots of aggression between humans and marine mammals, a complex web of misunderstanding emerges, one that is especially pronounced among those who dedicate their lives to studying or training these animals, men who work in close proximity to dolphins and orcas. These men, often driven by curiosity, ambition, or a desire to connect, sometimes find themselves at the center of unexpected and dangerous encounters. The heart of the issue lies in communication. While men rely on facial expressions, hand gestures, and spoken words, dolphins and orcas inhabit a world of sound and movement using clicks, whistles, and intricate body language. Even the most seasoned male handlers, despite years of experience, can misinterpret these signals, mistaking a warning for a welcome or a display of dominance for an invitation to interact. Imagine a male trainer, eager to bond with a dolphin, interpreting a close approach as a sign of friendship. In reality, the animal may be asserting its territory, expressing curiosity, or issuing a subtle warning. The trainer, unaware of the true meaning, responds with gestures he believes are friendly, setting the stage for a potential clash. Touch is another source of confusion. For many men, a pat on the back or a handshake is a gesture of trust or camaraderie. But in the world of dolphins and orcas, An unexpected touch can be deeply unsettling, sometimes perceived as a threat or a challenge. The result? Defensive behaviors, a quick bite, a sudden ram, or a rapid retreat. The problem intensifies when male researchers or trainers, driven by a desire to observe or interact, swim directly toward these animals. Such actions can trigger deep-seated instincts, predatory or defensive, that have evolved over millions of years. The animal, feeling cornered or threatened, may respond with aggression, escalating a simple encounter into a dangerous confrontation. Over time, scientists, predominantly men, have catalogued a range of warning signs: sudden bursts of speed, sharp turns, jaw-popping, tail slaps, and huffing bubbles. These are the animal's way of saying, "back off." Yet in the heat of research or the excitement of training, these signals are often overlooked or dismissed. By the time physical contact occurs, whether a bite, a ram, or a forceful push, the animal has likely signaled its discomfort multiple times. Yet these cues are frequently missed or misinterpreted by male handlers who may be too focused on their own goals to notice the animal's distress. This ignorance, especially among those who pride themselves on expertise, can have serious consequences. The more confident a man becomes in his abilities, the more likely he is to overlook the subtle language of the sea, putting himself and the animal at risk. History is filled with cautionary tales. In marine parks and research facilities, male trainers, eager to demonstrate control or mastery, have sometimes ignored the animal's subtle warnings. The result has been tragic incidents that could have been avoided with greater awareness and humility. The lesson is clear. Education and humility are not optional. They are essential. For every man who works with dolphins and orcas, learning the language of the sea and prioritizing respectful observation over direct interaction is a responsibility that cannot be ignored. In the end, the fault often lies not with the animal, but with our own lack of understanding and respect. Time and again, history has shown that when men fail to listen, the consequences can be severe. The path forward demands a new approach, one rooted in patience, observation, and a willingness to learn from the remarkable creatures we seek to understand. Off the rugged, windswept coast of Iberia, a remarkable and enigmatic group of orcas, known to researchers as the Gladis orcas, has become the focus of intense global fascination. For years, these powerful marine mammals have been observed engaging in a behavior that is as perplexing as it is dramatic, targeting and ramming boats, sometimes with astonishing coordination and persistence. This phenomenon has ignited a flurry of scientific inquiry, with marine biologists, oceanographers, and local seafarers all striving to decode the motivations behind these extraordinary acts. One of the most widely discussed incidents centers on a male orca, identified by researchers as Gladis blackfin. According to detailed field reports, Gladis blackfin suffered a traumatic collision with a vessel, leaving him with a deep scar and a lasting wariness of boats. Observers noted that after this event his behavior changed dramatically. He began to approach boats with caution, sometimes displaying agitation or distress. What makes this case even more intriguing is that other orcas in his pod appeared to watch and learn from his reactions, mimicking his defensive maneuvers and, over time, escalating their own interactions with boats. Orcas are renowned for their complex social structures and their remarkable ability to transmit knowledge and behaviors through cultural learning. Within a pod, a single orca's innovation, whether a new hunting technique or in this case a defensive tactic, can rapidly spread as others observe and imitate. In the Gladis pod, this meant that what began as a response to trauma soon became a shared behavior, passed from adult to juvenile, and even between unrelated individuals. Some marine biologists propose that the Gladis orca's fascination with boat rudders may have originated as a defensive response, an attempt to disable what they perceived as a threat. However, as the behavior spread, it appeared to evolve. The orcas began to interact with the moving parts of boats in ways that suggested curiosity, even playfulness. The vibrations, the spinning motion of the rudder, and the unfamiliar sounds seemed to captivate them, transforming a defensive act into a source of stimulation and entertainment. Juvenile orcas, much like young humans, are notorious for their boundless energy and mischievous curiosity. In one particularly memorable observation, a young orca was seen repeatedly dismantling a floating buoy, treating it as both a puzzle and a plaything. This natural inclination for exploration and playful destruction may help explain why the Gladis orcas, especially the younger members, are so drawn to the challenge of interacting with boats and their components. Some experts suggest that what we are witnessing is a fascinating blend of motivations, a defensive act that over time has morphed into a social game or even a display of strength and skill within the pod. The orcas may be testing each other, showing off their prowess, or simply enjoying the challenge of manipulating an unfamiliar object in their environment. Yet, there is another layer to this mystery. The waters off Iberia are among the busiest shipping lanes in the world, and the constant roar of engines, propellers, and sonar creates a relentless backdrop of noise pollution. Chronic stress from this environment could be amplifying the orcas' agitation, making them more likely to lash out or seek novel ways to cope with their surroundings. The true cause behind the Gladis orca's actions is likely a complex interplay of factors: the lingering effects of trauma, the irresistible pull of curiosity, the joy of play, and the mounting pressures of a noisy, crowded habitat. Each theory offers a piece of the puzzle, but none can fully explain the depth and nuance of these behaviors. To gain deeper insight, researchers have turned to the men who know these waters best, the local fishermen and seasoned orca experts who have witnessed these encounters firsthand. Their stories, observations, and hard-won knowledge are invaluable for unraveling the Gladis mystery. By listening to those who share the sea with these remarkable animals, scientists hope to find solutions that will allow orcas and humans to coexist in harmony, ensuring a safer future for both. Imagine for a moment the world as seen through the eyes of a dolphin or an orca. For thousands of years, these intelligent marine mammals have thrived in vast, interconnected oceans, relying on intricate social bonds, sharp senses, and a delicate balance with their environment. But today that world is changing at a pace never before experienced in their long evolutionary history. According to Dr. James Carter, marine biologist, the world's oceans are now saturated with noise, pollution, and relentless human activity. The once tranquil underwater realm is now a cacophony of engines, propellers, and sonar pulses echoing for miles beneath the waves. Scientific studies show that noise pollution from shipping and sonar disrupts communication, navigation, and hunting for these animals, leading to chronic stress. Dolphins, who rely on echolocation to find food and stay connected with their pod, are suddenly lost in a maze of artificial sound. Dr. Michael Lee, ocean ecologist, reports that this stress weakens immune systems, disrupts reproduction, and can even trigger aggression in dolphins and orcas. The constant barrage of noise and pollution leaves them vulnerable to disease and unable to care for their young as they once did. Climate change and overfishing have reduced global fish stocks by more than 30% in the last 50 years, forcing marine mammals to travel farther and compete harder for food. Once abundant hunting grounds are now empty, and the search for sustenance grows more desperate with each passing year. As Dr. Alan Brooks, a marine mammal expert, explains, hungry and stressed animals are more likely to take risks and react aggressively, especially when their survival is threatened. Dolphins and orcas may approach boats, enter polluted harbors, or even clash with each other over scarce resources. Aggressive incidents, as documented in recent scientific journals, may be symptoms of a larger crisis, a world changing too rapidly for these intelligent creatures to adapt. The ocean, once a sanctuary, has become a battleground for survival. These are not bad animals. They are responding to a hostile environment shaped by pollution, habitat loss, and climate instability. Every day they must adapt to new dangers and shrinking resources, their instincts tested to the limit. Dr. Carter emphasizes that understanding this context shifts the blame from the animal to the impact of human activity. The choices made on land ripple outwards, shaping the fate of every creature in the sea. The stress seen in dolphins and orcas is a direct reflection of the stress we impose on the marine ecosystem. Every plastic bottle, every engine's roar, every net cast into the sea leaves a mark. Our actions, pollution, overfishing, and habitat destruction are reshaping their world and their behavior, as confirmed by leading marine scientists. The balance that once sustained life in the ocean is tipping dangerously. The solution begins with us. Only by reducing pollution, protecting habitats, and listening to the science can we hope to restore balance for dolphins, orcas, and the entire marine ecosystem. The future of these remarkable animals depends on the choices we make today, choices that can heal the ocean or push it further into crisis. Imagine you're out on the open sea, the sun glinting off the waves, when suddenly a pod of orcas surfaces nearby. The excitement is undeniable, but it's crucial to remember that these are powerful, intelligent wild animals deserving of our utmost respect. To ensure both your safety and theirs, always maintain a respectful distance, at least 100 yards from whales and 50 yards from dolphins. These distances are not arbitrary. They are the result of extensive research and are strongly recommended by leading marine biologists and seasoned male wildlife authorities. These guidelines have been shaped by years of careful observation and scientific study, with male marine experts dedicating countless hours to understanding the best ways to protect both humans and marine life. If you're eager for a closer look, use binoculars or a camera with a zoom lens. This allows you to observe the animal's natural behaviors without intruding on their space. Never attempt to approach, touch, or swim with dolphins or orcas in the wild. It's vital never to chase, encircle, or cut off the animal's path. Dolphins and orcas are highly social and mobile, and interfering with their movement can cause them stress or even provoke defensive behavior. Always allow them the freedom to move naturally through their environment. If dolphins or orcas approach your vessel, resist the urge to speed up or change direction abruptly. Instead, maintain a steady course or slow down, letting the animals decide how close they wish to come. This approach, endorsed by marine safety organizations, minimizes the risk of startling or injuring the animals. Be vigilant for signs of agitation, such as tail slapping, abrupt changes in direction, or rapid swimming. These behaviors indicate that the animal is stressed or feels threatened. If you notice any of these signs, calmly and quietly move your boat away, giving the animal space to recover and reducing the risk of escalation. Never feed wild dolphins or orcas. Feeding disrupts their natural foraging habits and can lead to dependency on humans or even aggressive behavior. Male marine researchers have documented cases where animals once fed began to approach boats aggressively, expecting food. Feeding wild marine animals is not only harmful to their health and social structure, but it can also provoke aggressive behavior, putting both humans and animals at risk. Signs posted by marine authorities warn against this practice for good reason. When booking a wildlife tour, choose operators who follow ethical guidelines and prioritize animal welfare. Ask about their practices. Do they keep a safe distance, avoid feeding, and educate guests about responsible behavior? Reputable companies, often led by experienced male guides, will be transparent about their commitment to conservation. Whenever possible, consider observing dolphins and orcas from land. Coastal cliffs and shorelines offer excellent vantage points, allowing you to witness these magnificent creatures without causing any disturbance to their natural routines. Before heading out, make informed choices by consulting brochures, official guidelines, and advice from respected male marine authorities. Preparation ensures you know how to act responsibly and safely. The ocean is a vast, shared home. By acting with wisdom, respect, and following the guidance of experienced experts, we can ensure that dolphins, orcas, and humans coexist safely and harmoniously for generations to come. Picture a world where humans and marine mammals move together in a dance of understanding and respect. This vision is not just a dream, but a journey, one that begins with curiosity and a willingness to learn from the ocean's most intelligent inhabitants. On research vessels, dedicated scientists spend countless hours observing dolphins and orcas, recording their behaviors, and listening to their complex vocalizations. Through patience and careful note-taking, they begin to decode the language of clicks, whistles, and body movements, realizing that these animals communicate with remarkable sophistication. Scientific progress like satellite tags that track migration routes, drones that capture aerial footage, and underwater acoustic monitors illuminates the hidden world of these marine mammals. For example, a team of researchers once followed a pod of orcas for months, discovering their seasonal journeys and the intricate ways they care for their young. With this knowledge, we champion quieter ships and stronger regulations. In one coastal town, local fishermen and ship captains agreed to slow their vessels and retrofit engines, dramatically reducing underwater noise and giving dolphins and orcas a safer, calmer environment. Conservation becomes a shared mission. Communities work together to expand marine protected areas, ensuring safe havens where dolphins and orcas can thrive. Fishermen adopt sustainable practices using dolphin-safe nets and releasing bycatch, while scientists advocate for bold climate action to protect the ocean's future. The health of dolphins and orcas is inseparable from the health of the ocean itself. When a fisherman releases a tangled dolphin back to the sea, or a scientist plants seagrass to restore a damaged bay, they are all bound by the tides and currents of this blue planet. Let us see these magnificent beings not as entertainers, but as fellow travelers, worthy of awe, protection, and respect. In one memorable encounter, a young boy watched in silence as a pod of dolphins leapt beside his boat, learning the importance of quiet observation and gentle presence. By supporting conservation, restoring habitats, and releasing marine mammals back to their home, we mend the bonds between our worlds. Teams of volunteers gather to clean beaches, plant native grasses, and help rehabilitated dolphins and orcas return to the wild. Harmony is not a distant dream, it is a path we walk together, guided by science, inspired by wonder, and built on respect for all life in the ocean. Every action, from the smallest act of kindness to the largest conservation effort, brings us closer to a future where humans and marine mammals thrive side by side. To truly understand dolphins and orcas, we must embark on a journey that stretches back over 50 million years, long before their playful leaps or powerful hunts graced the ocean's surface. Imagine a world where the continents were still shifting and the climate was far warmer than today. In these ancient times, the ancestors of dolphins and orcas were not yet the sleek swimmers we know, but four-legged mammals roaming the lush, swampy shores. Their story begins on land, with creatures resembling small wolf-like animals known as pekititids, who ventured between riverbanks and shallow seas. These early mammals, curious and adaptable, began to exploit the rich resources of the water's edge, setting the stage for a dramatic evolutionary transformation. Fossil records, painstakingly unearthed from ancient riverbeds and coastal deposits, reveal the gradual adaptation of these early cetaceans. Over millions of years, their limbs shortened and broadened, evolving into flippers. Their nostrils migrated from the tip of the snout to the top of the head, forming the blowhole. Bodies became streamlined, tails widened into powerful flukes, and the transition from land to water was complete. These transitional forms, known as archaeocetes, are beautifully preserved in stone, each fossil a snapshot of evolutionary change. Around 34 million years ago, a pivotal split occurred in the cetacean family tree. Two distinct lineages emerged, the baleen whales, or mysticetes, and the toothed whales, or odontocetes. This divergence marked the beginning of two very different evolutionary paths. Dolphins and orcas belong to the odontocetes, a group defined by their conical teeth and remarkable echolocation abilities. Fossils from this period show the development of specialized teeth and skull structures perfectly suited for hunting and navigating the ocean's depths. Over countless generations, evolutionary pressures, predation, competition, and shifting climates sculpted these marine mammals into the masters of adaptation we see today. Each adaptation, from the shape of their fins to the structure of their brains, was honed by the relentless demands of survival in a dynamic ocean world. Dolphins, in particular, evolved with extraordinary agility and intelligence. Their brains grew to become some of the largest relative to body size in the animal kingdom. This expansion of brain power enabled complex problem-solving, play, and the development of intricate social behaviors. Social structures among dolphins became increasingly complex. Pods formed with individuals cooperating to hunt, protect one another, and communicate through a sophisticated array of clicks, whistles, and body language. These social bonds became a cornerstone of their survival strategy. Meanwhile, orcas, often called killer whales, took a different evolutionary path. Larger and more powerful, orcas developed a striking black and white coloration and a reputation as apex predators. Orcas formed tight-knit pods, each with its own unique dialect and hunting traditions. These pods became extended families, passing down knowledge and skills from one generation to the next. Cooperative hunting strategies allowed them to target a wide range of prey, from fish to seals and even large whales. In recent decades, scientific advances have shed new light on the evolutionary journey of dolphins and orcas. Genetic studies using DNA extracted from both living animals and ancient fossils have mapped the branching paths of their family tree. High-tech imaging has revealed the subtle anatomical changes that distinguish each species. Despite sharing a common ancestor, dolphins and orcas display unique adaptations. Dolphins are built for speed and maneuverability, darting through the water with astonishing grace. Orcas, on the other hand, possess immense strength and use coordinated tactics to hunt even the largest marine mammals. One of the most remarkable adaptations is echolocation. Both dolphins and orcas emit sound waves that bounce off objects, allowing them to see with sound. This ability is so refined that they can detect the size, shape, and even the internal structure of objects in complete darkness. Specialized fat deposits in their jaws, known as melon organs, focus and interpret these sound waves. This adaptation gives dolphins and orcas a detailed, three-dimensional understanding of their underwater world far beyond human capability. The evolutionary story of dolphins and orcas is a testament to the relentless creativity of nature. Over eons, shifting climates, changing sea levels, and new predators and prey forced these animals to adapt or perish. Each environmental challenge left its mark, shaping their bodies, minds, and societies. Every trait, from the curve of a dorsal fin to the complexity of social bonds, tells a chapter of survival and innovation. The scars of ancient battles, the echoes of lost worlds, and the triumphs of adaptation are all written in their DNA. By unraveling their deep evolutionary history, scientists have revealed the secrets behind the intelligence and adaptability of dolphins and orcas. Fossil records and genetic studies together illuminate the ancient connections that bind all life in the ocean, showing how every adaptation is a response to the challenges of survival. The story of dolphins and orcas is not just about survival. It is about transformation, resilience, and the enduring wonders of life beneath the waves. Their journey from land to sea, from solitary hunters to complex societies, stands as one of evolution's greatest masterpieces. Beneath the ocean's shimmering surface, where sunlight dances and fades into the blue, lies a world ruled not by sight, but by sound. Here, in the vastness of the deep, vision is often a fleeting luxury, clouded by swirling sand, shifting currents, and the endless night of the abyss. Yet, in this realm, dolphins and orcas have mastered a language more profound than words, the language of sound. For dolphins and orcas, sound is not merely a tool for communication, it is the very foundation of their existence, a lifeline that connects them to their world and to each other. Every movement, every hunt, every social encounter is orchestrated through a symphony of clicks, whistles, and calls that ripple through the water. In these vast, often murky waters, echolocation acts as a sixth sense. Imagine a dolphin gliding through a clouded sea, unable to see more than a few feet ahead. With a burst of rapid clicks, it sends invisible pulses into the darkness. Each click is a question, each echo a reply from the world around it, guiding the dolphin's every turn, every pursuit, every interaction with its pod. The process begins deep within the dolphin's head, where specialized nasal passages just below the blowhole generate a rapid-fire series of clicks. These sounds, focused and precise, are projected forward like beams of sonar, slicing through the water with astonishing clarity. The clicks travel outward, bouncing off everything in their path. Schools of fish, jagged rocks, the shifting seafloor, and even the faintest movement of hidden prey. Each object returns a unique echo, a signature that tells the dolphin exactly what lies ahead. When these echoes return, they are received not by the ears, but by the lower jaw, which acts as a finely tuned receiver. The vibrations travel through the jawbone to the inner ear, where the dolphin's brain assembles a vivid acoustic image, a mental map of the world, painted in sound. This natural sonar is so refined that dolphins can distinguish between the flutter of a fish's fin and the subtle shift of sand concealing a crab. They can identify different fish species, detect prey buried beneath the ocean floor, and even assess the health and size of other animals, all without ever laying eyes on them. Orcas, the ocean's top predators, elevate this ability to extraordinary heights. Their echolocation clicks are more powerful, more far-reaching, capable of scanning vast stretches of ocean and penetrating even the thickest ice. Picture an orca hunting in the pitch-black waters beneath polar ice. With a volley of intense clicks, it maps the world above and below, detecting seals hidden in air pockets or fish darting through the shadows. No darkness is too deep, no obstacle too great for the orca's acoustic prowess. Some orca pods have developed their own unique click patterns, each tailored to the prey they pursue. One pod may use a rapid-fire sequence to track swift salmon, while another employs a slower, more deliberate rhythm to locate elusive seals. These patterns are as distinctive as fingerprints, passed down through generations. This acoustic specialization is not just a product of evolution, but of tradition. Young orcas learn the secrets of echolocation from their elders, practicing the art of sound until they, too, can navigate the ocean's labyrinth with ease. Knowledge flows from one generation to the next, binding the pod together in a shared legacy of sound. Yet, echolocation is only one movement in the grand symphony of the deep. Dolphins and orcas possess a vast repertoire of sounds, each with its own purpose and meaning. Whistles, pulsed calls, and clicks weave together in a tapestry of communication. Each sound carries information, warnings of danger, invitations to play, signals to coordinate a hunt, or simple greetings exchanged between companions. Every pod or group has its own dialect, a unique set of sounds that marks its identity. These dialects are learned, not inherited, and serve as the glue that holds the group together, fostering unity and cooperation. Through these vocalizations, dolphins and orcas maintain social bonds, synchronize their movements during complex hunts, and resolve disputes without violence. The ocean is their stage, and sound is the thread that weaves their lives together. In moments of play, dolphins fill the water with exuberant whistles and chirps, chasing one another through swirling bubbles. Orca pods, too, engage in intricate vocal exchanges, their calls echoing through the depths in a chorus that can be heard for miles. Recent research has revealed that these marine mammals can recognize one another by signature calls, unique vocal markers that function much like names. A single whistle or call can summon a companion from across the ocean, reuniting friends and family in the vast blue expanse. In the open ocean, where distances are immense and visibility is often poor, these sound-based identities are vital. They allow individuals to find one another, to coordinate intricate group behaviors, and to maintain the bonds that define their lives. The reliance on sound shapes every aspect of dolphin and orca life. Hunting strategies demand split-second coordination, with each member playing a role in the unfolding drama. Social bonds forged and maintained through years of shared experience are strengthened by the constant exchange of calls and clicks. Their mastery of the acoustic realm is a testament to their intelligence and adaptability. Scientists continue to be astonished by the complexity of their communication and by the depth of their social lives lived in a world of sound. In the Symphony of the Deep, dolphins and orcas are both composers and performers, navigating, hunting, and thriving through the power of sound. Their voices echo through the ocean, a living testament to the wonders that lie beneath the waves and to the enduring mystery of life in the sea. Behind the dazzling displays and choreographed routines, the world of captive dolphins and orcas tells a very different story, one marked by stress, frustration, and sometimes unexpected aggression. The glass that separates these intelligent beings from the outside world also divides them from the lives they were meant to lead. For decades, marine parks have offered audiences a close-up look at these magnificent creatures, dazzling crowds with their intelligence and agility. Yet beneath the surface, the impact of captivity on their behavior is profound and often troubling. The spectacle masks a reality of psychological and physical hardship. Dr. John Cunningham, a leading marine mammal scientist, has spent years studying orcas in both wild and captive environments. His meticulous observations have revealed patterns that cannot be ignored. In the wild, orcas travel up to 100 miles a day, navigating vast territories with complex social structures. Their lives are filled with challenges, hunting, communicating, and maintaining intricate bonds within their pods. These activities are not just survival mechanisms, they are essential for mental stimulation and emotional well-being. In captivity, these giants are confined to pools a fraction of their natural range, often isolated from family and deprived of the mental stimulation of the open ocean. The stark contrast between the wild and captivity is not just a matter of space, but of experience and opportunity. Male trainers like Mark Andrews, who worked with dolphins for over a decade, have documented a rise in unpredictable behavior among captive individuals. Mark describes the subtle changes he witnessed: restlessness, agitation, and a growing reluctance to participate in routines that once brought joy. Mark recalls instances where dolphins, typically known for their playful nature, suddenly exhibited signs of agitation, snapping at trainers, refusing to perform, or even turning on each other. These incidents were not isolated, but part of a troubling pattern that emerged over time. He attributes much of this to the monotony of captivity and the breakdown of natural social hierarchies. In the wild, dolphins and orcas form complex societies with roles and relationships that shift and evolve. In tanks, these dynamics collapse, replaced by boredom and frustration. Case studies from aquariums around the world support these observations. Reports detail a range of abnormal behaviors and incidents, painting a picture of animals struggling to adapt to an artificial world. In one high-profile incident, a male orca named Tilikum was involved in multiple aggressive encounters with trainers, including several fatal attacks. Tilikum's story became a symbol of the dangers and ethical dilemmas inherent in keeping such powerful, intelligent animals in captivity. Dr. Michael Harris, who investigated these cases, found that chronic stress, lack of space, and forced proximity to incompatible individuals were significant contributing factors. His research highlighted the physiological toll of captivity: elevated stress hormones, weakened immune systems, and shortened lifespans. The consequences of captivity extend beyond aggression toward humans. Dolphins and orcas may redirect their frustration toward each other, leading to fights, injuries, and the breakdown of social bonds that are vital in the wild. Dolphins and orcas may develop abnormal repetitive behaviors such as gnawing on pool gates or floating listlessly for hours. These are classic signs of psychological distress, recognized by scientists as indicators of poor welfare. These signs of psychological distress are rarely seen in the wild, where the challenges of hunting, socializing, and exploring keep their minds and bodies engaged. The ocean offers endless variety and stimulation, something no tank can replicate. Despite the best efforts of male trainers and scientists, the limitations of captivity continue to shape the lives of these intelligent marine mammals. Enrichment activities and training can only go so far in alleviating the deep-rooted needs of these animals. Their frustration is a silent cry for freedom, one that echoes through the glass walls of every tank. The ethical questions grow louder. Is it right to confine such sentient beings for entertainment or education? What do we owe these creatures whose intelligence rivals our own? As we look beyond the spectacle, it becomes clear. Understanding and respecting the true nature of dolphins and orcas means recognizing the profound cost of confinement. Scientific evidence and ethical reflection both point to the same conclusion. It is time to reimagine our relationship with these extraordinary beings, and to seek a future where their freedom is valued as much as our fascination. Beneath the waves, dolphins and orcas are not the only players in the vast marine theatre. Their world is a stage for countless stories, some harmonious, others fraught with tension, and many that defy expectations. Their lives intersect with a multitude of ocean dwellers, giving rise to some of the most fascinating and unexpected encounters ever observed. Imagine a pod of dolphins gliding through a kelp forest, only to find themselves face to face with a group of curious octopuses, their tentacles waving in the current. Marine biologists have documented dolphins forming temporary alliances with other species such as pilot whales. In one remarkable event, a pod of dolphins and a group of pilot whales joined forces to protect their young from a marauding school of barracuda, circling together in a living shield. On another occasion, a lone dolphin was seen gently nudging a large sea turtle entangled in drifting seaweed, working patiently until the turtle was free to swim away. These interactions are not always harmonious. Sometimes they are driven by competition for food or territory. In the shallows, dolphins have been observed racing stingrays to catch the same school of fish, their movements a blur of speed and strategy. In one remarkable study, researchers observed a pod of bottlenose dolphins and a group of false killer whales cooperatively hunting schools of tuna using sophisticated tactics and sharing the spoils, a rare glimpse into the potential for interspecies collaboration. In this extraordinary partnership, dolphins would drive the tuna towards the waiting false killer whales, who would then herd the fish into tight balls, making them easier to catch. After the hunt, both groups shared the catch, their communication a mix of clicks, whistles, and body language. Orcas, on the other hand, are apex predators whose presence can send ripples of alarm through entire ecosystems. When a pod of orcas enters a bay, sea lions, porpoises, and even large fish scatter, each aware of the orca's formidable reputation. Their hunting strategies are as varied as their prey. From launching coordinated attacks on seals resting on ice floes, using waves to wash their quarry into the water, to working together to herd herring into tight balls before striking with precision. Scientists like Dr. Eric Mendoza have studied orca pods that specialize in hunting sharks, observing how orcas will flip sharks upside down to induce a state of tonic immobility, rendering them helpless. This demonstrates a deep understanding of their prey's weaknesses and a level of problem-solving rarely seen in the animal kingdom. Yet, not all encounters end in confrontation. In the open ocean, dolphins and orcas have been seen swimming side by side, their interactions marked by curiosity rather than aggression. There are documented cases of orcas and dolphins showing curiosity towards each other, approaching slowly and exchanging a series of clicks and whistles as if testing the boundaries of their relationship. Sometimes these meetings turn playful, with dolphins and orcas engaging in chases or even synchronized swimming, their movements mirroring each other in a silent dance. These moments of apparent peace provide valuable insights into the social intelligence of both species, hinting at a complex language of gestures and signals. In other instances, dolphins have been observed guiding lost whales back to deeper waters, or orcas allowing smaller fish to feed on the remains of their meals, creating a web of relationships that is both intricate and ever-changing. Behavioral studies continue to reveal that these marine mammals are highly adaptable, capable of learning from their environment and from each other. They form alliances and rivalries, not just within their own species, but with a host of ocean neighbors, sometimes working together, sometimes competing fiercely for resources. The ocean, after all, is a dynamic world, a place where every meeting is a negotiation, every alliance a delicate balance that can shift with the tides. Alliances are formed and broken, sometimes in the span of a single day, as dolphins, orcas, and their neighbors respond to the ever-changing challenges of life beneath the surface. By observing these unique interspecies interactions, scientists are piecing together the rules of this underwater society where intelligence, adaptability, and cooperation are as important as strength. Each encounter, whether a fleeting alliance or a dramatic rivalry, adds another thread to the intricate web of relationships that shape life beneath the surface. From dolphins guiding lost creatures to safety, to orcas sharing their catch with unexpected partners, the ocean is full of stories that challenge our understanding of animal behavior. In this vibrant community, every encounter, cooperative or competitive, teaches us more about the remarkable adaptability and intelligence of dolphins, orcas, and their ocean neighbors. In the last decade, the world of marine mammal research has been transformed by a surge of technological innovation, allowing scientists to peer deeper into the lives of dolphins and orcas than ever before. The ocean, once a vast and mysterious expanse, is now being mapped and decoded with tools that would have seemed unimaginable just a generation ago. Today, the laboratories of leading marine researchers are filled with devices that blur the line between science fiction and reality. From advanced data analytics platforms to custom-built sensors, these tools are reshaping the very nature of fieldwork and discovery. Drones, for instance, have become indispensable. Scientists like Dr. James Holloway now launch fleets of aerial drones to silently glide above the waves, capturing high-resolution video of dolphin and orca pods as they hunt, play, and interact. These bird's-eye perspectives reveal intricate social hierarchies, coordinated hunting tactics, and even rare displays of aggression or alliance, all without ever intruding on the animal's natural behaviors. Beneath the surface, another revolution is underway. Underwater microphones, known as hydrophones, are being deployed in networks across the world's oceans. These sensitive devices capture the full spectrum of marine mammal vocalizations, from the high-pitched clicks of dolphins to the haunting calls of orcas. Dr. Michael Torres, a pioneer in acoustic research, meticulously arranges arrays of hydrophones along migration routes and feeding grounds. The data collected is staggering, hours upon hours of complex, layered communication that researchers are only beginning to decipher. By analyzing these recordings, scientists have identified not only distinct dialects unique to each pod, but also specialized calls linked to specific behaviors, such as hunting, mating, or warning of danger. Some teams have even observed how pods coordinate their movements through synchronized vocalizations, orchestrating complex group actions with remarkable precision. Another leap forward has come with the advent of satellite and GPS tagging. These compact, minimally invasive devices are carefully attached to the dorsal fins of dolphins and orcas, allowing for continuous tracking over vast distances. Dr. Richard Evans, for example, has led expeditions to tag orca pods in remote waters. The data he collects reveals astonishing migration routes, some stretching thousands of miles, shedding light on how these apex predators navigate the open ocean, locate prey, and avoid threats. These satellite tags transmit a constant stream of information, tracking not just location, but also diving depths, water temperature, and even the salinity of the surrounding sea. With each transmission, researchers gain a clearer picture of how dolphins and orcas adapt to shifting ocean conditions and changing prey availability. High-definition underwater cameras and remotely operated vehicles, or ROVs, have opened up the ocean's most inaccessible corners. These machines glide through the depths, capturing crystal-clear footage of dolphins and orcas in their element. Meanwhile, machine learning algorithms sift through terabytes of video and audio, identifying patterns and behaviors that would be impossible for a human observer to spot. Across the globe, teams of male researchers are collaborating in high-tech labs, piecing together the vast puzzle of dolphin and orca societies. By integrating data from drones, hydrophones, satellite tags, and ROVs, they are constructing the most detailed portraits of these animals ever created. Through the relentless pursuit of innovation, the silent world beneath the waves is finally giving up its secrets. Each new data point brings us closer to understanding the complex, dynamic lives of dolphins and orcas, one breakthrough at a time. Beneath the shimmering waves, a hidden menace pulses through the ocean, one that cannot be seen but is increasingly felt by its wild inhabitants. Noise pollution born from the engines of ships, the rumble of underwater drilling, and the constant hum of human activity has become a pervasive force in the marine world. For dolphins and orcas, species that rely on sound for nearly every aspect of their existence, this artificial clamour is more than an annoyance. It is a profound disruption. Recent studies led by marine biologists have revealed that even low levels of background noise can mask the intricate vocalizations dolphins and orcas use to communicate, navigate, and hunt. Hydrophone networks have captured the way ship traffic drowns out the subtle clicks and whistles exchanged between pod members. In some cases, orca calls are truncated, their range diminished, forcing pods to swim closer together and repeat themselves more often, expending precious energy. The effects ripple through every aspect of their lives. Dolphins, for example, have been observed altering their foraging strategies when confronted with high noise levels, abandoning traditional hunting grounds or shifting to less optimal times of day. Orcas, whose coordinated hunts depend on flawless acoustic communication, have shown increased signs of stress and disorientation in noisy waters. Some pods have even been recorded raising the volume of their calls, a phenomenon scientists call the Lombard effect. Yet this adaptation comes at a cost, potentially leading to vocal fatigue. The long-term consequences are only beginning to surface. Chronic exposure to noise has been linked to elevated stress hormones, reduced reproductive success, and, in severe cases, strandings. Research teams continue to analyze massive datasets from hydrophones and tagged animals, seeking to quantify the thresholds at which noise becomes truly harmful. In response, some scientists are advocating for quieter ship technologies and the establishment of marine sanctuaries where noise is strictly limited. As the data mounts, it is clear the health of dolphins and orcas is inextricably tied to the soundscape of their world. To protect these remarkable creatures, we must learn to listen and, perhaps more importantly, to quiet our own voices in the deep. In the vast expanse of the ocean, survival is a daily challenge, and what's on the menu plays a crucial role in shaping the lives of both dolphins and orcas. Unlike the static shelves of a supermarket, prey availability in the wild is unpredictable, changing with the seasons, currents, and climate. For these intelligent marine mammals, diet isn't just about nutrition. It's the foundation of their social structures, hunting strategies, and even their levels of aggression. Dolphins often form tight-knit pods to herd schools of fish, working together with remarkable coordination. Yet, when food is scarce, competition can intensify. Researchers have observed shifts in group dynamics. Alliances may fracture, and once playful interactions can turn tense. In some regions, dolphins have even been seen adopting new hunting techniques or targeting alternative prey, showcasing their adaptability but also revealing the stress that scarcity can bring. Orcas, the apex predators of the sea, display an even broader spectrum of dietary habits. Some pods specialize in hunting seals, while others focus exclusively on fish or squid. These dietary preferences are passed down through generations, shaping the culture of each pod. But when their preferred prey dwindles due to overfishing, climate change, or shifting migration patterns, stress levels rise. Competition for food can lead to more aggressive encounters both within and between pods. Scientists are now uncovering links between prey shortages and increased aggression or risk-taking behaviors. For example, orcas deprived of their usual meals have been observed venturing into new territories, sometimes clashing with other marine predators or coming into closer contact with human activities. Ultimately, the ebb and flow of food resources ripple through every aspect of dolphin and orca society. Understanding these connections helps us appreciate just how delicately balanced their world is and how changes in the ocean's food web can shape not only what they eat, but how they live together, hunt, and survive. The ocean is a world in constant motion, but in recent years the currents that guide the lives of dolphins and orcas have begun to change in unprecedented ways. Climate change, through rising sea temperatures, melting ice, and shifting weather patterns, is redrawing the map of the marine world. For dolphins, these changes are rewriting the rules of migration. In the North Atlantic, common dolphins once thrived in temperate waters, but as ocean temperatures rise, their range is expanding northward. Scientists have tracked pods venturing into regions they'd never been seen before, following schools of fish that are also fleeing the heat. This migration brings both opportunity and risk new feeding grounds, but also unknown predators and unfamiliar competition. Orcas, too, are on the move. In the Arctic, melting sea ice has opened up new passages, allowing orca pods to hunt in waters previously blocked by ice. One striking case study comes from the Bering Sea, where orcas have been observed preying on bowhead and grey whales, species that once found refuge beneath thick ice sheets. The orca's expanding range is altering the balance of these fragile ecosystems, with ripple effects throughout the food web. In the southern hemisphere, researchers have documented changes among resident orca pods off the coast of Patagonia. Warmer waters and shifting prey migrations have forced these apex predators to adapt, sometimes with surprising ingenuity, like hunting rays in shallower waters or timing their movements with the arrival of migratory fish. But these changes come at a cost. As dolphins and orcas are pushed into new territories, they encounter unfamiliar hazards, increased ship traffic, pollution, and competition with other predators. The stress of adaptation can lead to more frequent, sometimes aggressive encounters as these marine mammals fight to survive in a rapidly changing world. By tracking these migrations and studying case after case, scientists are piecing together a new understanding of how climate change is reshaping the lives of dolphins and orcas. The ocean highways are shifting, and for these intelligent navigators, adaptation is not just a choice. It's a necessity for survival in the age of uncertainty. Beneath the rolling surface of the ocean, a silent revolution is underway. Artificial intelligence and machine learning are transforming the way scientists observe, track, and understand dolphins and orcas. Gone are the days when research relied solely on ships, binoculars, and handwritten logs. Today, smart algorithms sift through vast oceans of data, satellite images, underwater audio recordings, and even drone footage to paint a clearer picture of marine mammal life. AI-powered hydrophones stationed across strategic ocean points continuously listen for the unique clicks, whistles, and calls of dolphins and orcas. These acoustic fingerprints are fed into machine learning models which can instantly identify species, track pod movements, and even recognize individual animals by their vocal signatures. In one breakthrough, researchers used neural networks to analyze thousands of hours of orca calls, revealing subtle dialects and social structures previously hidden to human ears. Satellite tracking, enhanced by AI, now allows scientists to follow the epic migrations of these animals in near real time. Algorithms process images to spot dorsal fins slicing through the waves, even in crowded waters where human eyes might miss them. By cross-referencing this visual data with environmental factors like sea temperature, prey abundance, and shipping lanes, machine learning helps predict where dolphins and orcas are likely to travel next. These technological advances have revealed surprising insights, sudden changes in migration routes, shifts in social groupings, and unexpected interactions with other species. AI has even helped alert ships to the presence of nearby pods, reducing the risk of collisions. But the story doesn't end with data. By making sense of the ocean's complexity, artificial intelligence is not just a tool, it's a bridge between human curiosity and the hidden lives of dolphins and orcas. As technology dives deeper, our understanding grows, offering hope for smarter conservation and a future where science and the sea move forward together. As technology unlocks the mysteries of dolphins and orcas, a pressing question surfaces: how do we balance discovery with responsibility? The rise of advanced tracking and AI-driven research brings ethical considerations to the forefront. Every ping of a sonar, every tag attached, and every dataset collected must be weighed against the well-being of these intelligent marine mammals. Ethical research means more than gathering information. It means respecting the autonomy and natural behaviors of dolphins and orcas. Scientists and conservationists worldwide are developing strict protocols, minimizing intrusive monitoring, prioritizing non-invasive observation, and always placing animal welfare above curiosity. But the oceans know no borders, and neither do the challenges facing these creatures. Pollution, overfishing, and climate change threaten dolphins and orcas far beyond any single nation's reach. That's why international cooperation is essential. From the icy waters of the North Atlantic to the sunlit Pacific, countries are joining forces, sharing data, synchronizing protection zones, and enforcing anti-poaching laws. Global treaties like the Marine Mammal Protection Act and international bodies such as the International Whaling Commission are forging paths toward collective stewardship. Collaborative patrols, coordinated rescue efforts, and unified research initiatives are proving that when nations unite, real change is possible. Ultimately, the guardianship of dolphins and orcas depends not on technology alone, but on shared values, respect, responsibility, and a commitment to safeguarding the wonders of the ocean for generations to come. Together, through ethical choices and global action, we can ensure that the songs of dolphins and orcas continue to echo through the deep, vibrant and free. Across centuries and continents, dolphins and orcas have inspired awe, reverence, and curiosity in human societies. In the myths and legends of ancient Greece, dolphins were seen as messengers of the gods, symbols of protection and good fortune. Sailors believed that a dolphin swimming alongside a ship was a sign of safe passage, and statues honoring these graceful creatures adorned harbors and temples. In the Pacific Northwest, the orca holds a central place in the traditions of indigenous peoples. Known as the Lord of the Ocean, The orca is woven into totem poles and oral histories, representing strength, unity, and the profound connections between all living beings. Stories passed down through generations tell of orcas guiding lost travelers home and maintaining the delicate balance between the sea and the land. Farther south, in the vast expanse of Polynesia, dolphins are seen as guardians and guides, bridging the gap between the human world and the mysteries of the deep. Ancient petroglyphs and chants celebrate their playful spirit and their role in shaping the destiny of seafaring peoples. As science advanced, new discoveries only deepened the fascination. Early naturalists marveled at the intelligence and social complexity of dolphins and orcas, sparking debates about consciousness and communication that continue to this day. Modern research confirmed what legends long suggested. These marine mammals possess intricate languages, form lifelong bonds, and display behaviors that hint at cultures of their own. Today, the cultural significance of dolphins and orcas endures, from the emblems of coastal cities to the mascots of conservation movements. Their stories remind us that our relationship with the ocean is not just practical or scientific, but deeply spiritual and symbolic. By honoring the myths and marvels that surround these remarkable animals, we celebrate both the richness of human imagination and the enduring mysteries of the deep.